What's up? What's up? Okay. All right. How are y'all doing? Welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Okay. How y'all doing? Welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting, managing attorney of Green Card Guys Law Group. Here to answer your questions to help you seek legal status to live and work in America legally, because the government does not care. But we do here at Green Card Guys, okay? So we want to help you, point you in the right direction. So if you have any questions, it's been a minute, okay? I want to share some answers, okay? Share some insights. I do have my dry erase board. I finally figured that out. Finally put it together. I ordered this like 6 months ago. All right, so I can draw some things out for you if needed to explain some things. But here, if you don't mind, tap the screen if you're on this particular device. Tap the screen to at least 500 likes or hearts, and I will start answering your questions. Whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, I'm happy to answer your questions. As we start getting rolling, usually there's a lot of questions, so I try to do my best to go in the order that I receive them. All right. So, hey, what's up, UK 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I'm doing good. How are you doing? It's been a minute, y'all. So please take advantage of the time. I'll be live for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Let me make sure what time the next meeting is. Yeah, I'm good for at least 15 to 20 minutes. So in the meantime, there's at least 4 scenarios you need to talk to immigration attorney. Okay. Number one, RFE, request for evidence. If you get a request for evidence, you have 84 to 87 days to reply. It might seem like a lot of time, like that's about 3 months. But guess what? I know it's not enough time for some of y'all because we get requests. Some people say, like, John, I got 1 month left. I don't know what I was doing. I was so busy with life. Can you help me? 30 days left. Depending on the request or what's requested in the letter, we might be able to help you. Or if people have the second scenario, notice of intent deny. Their government is going to deny you if you don't reply. Same thing with the RFE. If you don't reply or if you miss a deadline, they will deny you. So it's not a little nudge to say like, hey, by any chance, if you have some evidence, come on and send it back to us. No, it's a requirement, okay? It's not a courtesy like, oh, if you give us evidence, we'll consider it. It's like, no, you need to, okay? And notice of intent to deny, which is a second scenario. That doesn't mean denial letter. They're giving you a chance, an opportunity. So you want to take advantage of it. Think of it as a positive, that they actually let you know that they have a concern. Okay. Sometimes I've heard of cases, it's pretty rare, that they'll just straight deny someone and they have no idea why. Okay. So just consider as an opportunity. Hey, UK, congratulations. Let's give a round of applause to UK's baby. You have a boy or girl? UK's baby is now 1 year old. My goodness. So much. So you gotta, I don't know. I hope you're getting some sleep. But anyways, so much I can say about that because I have a 7 and 4 year old. Wish you all the best with that. Welcome in. Good to see you, Sugar Kiss. Good to see you, Carlos. Aisha, good to see you, Kojo. Welcome. All right, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask your questions. Tap the screen and click on the share button if you don't mind. Share and then copy the link. Click on copy link. You don't actually have to send to anyone. Apparently that works, okay? Thank you so much. Adrian Dunn, happy Friday to you as well. Thank you so much on YouTube. All right, so I know there's a lot of concerns in 2025. Nonetheless, we have many clients that have been approved for legal status. I know I talk about marriage cases a lot because that's most of y'all's questions, but let me just say for marriage cases for adjustment of status from start to finish this year has been, let me just give you the range between 2 months to 5 months, okay? 2 months to 5 months. Okay, something else I want to share with you is, for example, today we have a client that went for an interview abroad in Mexico, all right? So if you entered what we call EOIR, entry without inspection, can you see that? Oh, damn it. Let's see. Let me turn this around. Does that work? Oh, man. I need to get a thicker marker. Okay, EOIR, entry without inspection. Some people call that illegal entry, okay? If you have that, usually by default, you need to apply for a waiver, a 601A waiver, okay? 601A waiver. That is necessary. Sorry if you can't really see that there. It's back. Is it okay now? I need to get a thicker marker. So 601A waiver was approved for one of our clients that went to the interview in Mexico today. And usually how it works now is that even though the appointment date and time shows like today at 8:30 a.m., you're not actually going to have your interview that day. I know, strange. Some consulates and embassies require you to just drop off the documents, which is, first of all, ridiculous because everything's uploaded. Everything's uploaded. They don't want you to bring it anyway. And yes, you need the original or certified copy of the marriage certificate and birth certificate. Okay, that's necessary. But still, they still want you to bring some documents that are already uploaded. It's pretty silly. So then they have you come back. So we called our client today. We just verify. The clerk said to come back on Tuesday for them. Okay. So if any of you think that's like not normal or like that's strange, I do think it's strange. It is normal now. Okay. Welcome in. Hope y'all doing good. Let's see if you have any questions. UK's question. Anyway, I'm sharing this because some of you have been scheduled for an interview abroad, and then you just had a gut feeling to contact us and said, John, I think something's wrong. Like, I think something's missing here. And then we asked, did you apply for a waiver? And they said, oh, shoot, no. Is that necessary? Like, yeah. For your situation, any person that has entered, almost any person who has entered the United States without a visa, EOIR, needs to apply for a waiver, 601A, unlawful presence waiver. Online could call it family unity waiver. You need to have a spouse, a qualifying relative to be able to do this, a spouse or a parent who's a U.S. citizen or resident, okay? They do not have to be U.S. citizens only. The problem with this is, unfortunately, President Obama could have done a little bit more for us, okay? They could have allowed to include a qualifying relative or a minor or adult child as a qualifying relative. He didn't add that one in there, unfortunately. So we can just only do what we can with this. So because a lot of people that contact us and they're sponsored, they could file a petition as the U.S. citizen child that's over 21. You could do step number 1 for that, but then you can't apply for the waiver unless maybe you have a spouse who's a resident, for example, because that's a strategy here. Okay. Actually, I don't know if I ever talked about this. Okay. Step number 1, you could have an adult child. Sorry, it doesn't look that big. I know. Adult child over 21, file petition. Okay. But that child cannot be a qualifying relative for the waiver. But when it comes down to the waiver part, but you have a spouse. You have a spouse as a resident. And you're thinking, why can't we just have the spouse file a petition? Because of the time delay. When you have a resident spouse file a petition for you, it is possible, it is allowed, but then you have to wait for the priority date, okay? I don't know what the prior date right now is, but then this is considered waiver qualifying relative. We call that QR. Okay. It's almost like doctor's handwriting. Is my handwriting okay? Adrian asked, regarding legal status, you have an LPR with a minor child who entered legally. Just want to make sure that the visa is current. Let me see if I can pull up my my other computer. I got so many devices here, y'all. Hope y'all doing good. Happy Friday. Pull the visa bulletin. Well, what's your Adrian? If you can contact my office, because we'll have to look at your priority date and all that. Enter legally. Okay, great. That's good. Let's see. But I share this because I share this situation, this strategy here, because if you file this with an adult child's U.S. citizen petition, and then you come down to the waiver part, you're like, oh, someone tells you, oh shoot, like no, your child can't do the next step for you, but then that other attorney didn't ask you about your spouse who's a resident, right? And then, or the other situation, like your spouse as a resident files a petition for you, and then the attorney does tell you, like, yeah, you could have a waiver filed by your spouse, but then you can't even get the daggum waiver filed because the waiver cannot be filed until the petition is done. Okay, petition has to be approved before you file the waiver, which, by the way, takes 36 months for the waiver. And the petition, when as a resident spouse, the petition takes like 24 months. But when an adult child files a petition for you, that is different. That's like 15 months. See what I'm saying now? So we're trying to save you all some time. That's how we think about it. All right. So that could potentially save you 9 to 12 months if your adult child files for you. That's why for us, we want to understand your family tree. Very important. Okay. Very, very important. All right. Thank you so much for the questions. Now, and thank you for the taps. Really appreciate it. Now, UK's question, is this the process for I-130 at embassy? File at USCIS, the NVC, the embassy, then if approved visa. Yeah, that's this process too, whether you need a waiver or not. Now, if your family, I don't remember, is your family member abroad, UK? If the foreign national, the immigrant is already outside America, then of course you don't even have to worry about this waiver part. Okay. Emolt on TikTok, are they detaining U.S. citizen spouse who overstay their visa at their? You mean the immigrant, not the U.S. citizen spouse? At the interview for adjustment, I have heard of that. One of our attorneys on our team went to San Diego. I think I recorded a video about it yesterday. Oh, I didn't. I meant to. I recorded a different video about her experience in San Diego ICE office. Anyway, when she was there, a couple other detainees, I guess you can say, asked her, like, for help. And she said she, obviously she couldn't help in the moment because she's attending to her own client. And so they had shared with her that they were arrested at the marriage interview, at the adjustment status interview. Now, we don't know their background, like if they have any crimes or anything, or if they have a prior removal order. So I don't want to cause any fear in that sense. Fortunately, that hasn't happened to our clients. Okay. For most of our clients, we do suggest for a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, or a public, basically a case file request from the court. We check online, usually the day of the strategy session we'd have with y'all, to check if there's any kind of court case before for a person. Okay. But in general, that is a possibility that that has happened to some people, being arrested, detained from the adjustment status interview. So just Even you just so if especially if you have maybe you don't have DACA, but you're quote unquote brought here when you're younger, much younger, right? Or as a toddler or whatnot, as a kid, you might have a court case. A lot of people don't, but you might have a court case. So I really recommend you Google search EOIR, Automated Case Information, find that government website, .gov, and type in your A number. If you have DACA, then you have A number. If you have DACA, but you didn't know you had a removal case, then that's strange because USCIS should have sent you RFE or something. Okay. But you never know. So because some of you might think like, oh, that's strange. USCIS didn't tell me. Well, it's not really their job to be your lawyer. Okay. But they can catch certain things and might even send you RFE. But you never know. Okay. Or they might not want to tell you until you get to the interview. So that makes their job easier. Your spouse never had any status? Okay. Well, even if your spouse didn't have status, I mean, your spouse never had removal? Okay. But, by the way, if let's say you did file the case already. You filed the case already, and then on the receipt notice has an A number. And consider the A number, they call it alien number. Consider like an ID number, okay? So you copy and paste that A number into the automated case information for the court, EOIR, and that's one way to find out. She only overstayed visa. Okay, then most likely she didn't have a court date. That's good because that's part of some of the videos I've seen where people have been arrested at the interview and they just didn't know. They didn't know they had prior removal order. I'm thinking part of me initially was like, man, how come the parent didn't tell them? Honestly, maybe they forgot because it happened like 20 years ago. And back then you're, a lot younger, like a toddler. So, so it is understandable. But look, if you're a parent, like if you're a parent that brought your kid to America many years ago, or I guess recently, please find the time to talk to your kid about this, even if especially if they're an adult right now. Okay. Sounds good, Emote. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Appreciate that. Yeah, y'all are welcome to contact my team. Let me see if I can share it on here. Sounds good, Adrian. Look forward for my team chatting with you. On YouTube and Facebook, are these options? They're not covering my face, right? Okay, so anyway, I want to share with you, we have two different types of meetings. Pre-qualified meeting, that's with a client care specialist. Okay, that's a reduced fee for y'all. It's usually 3 digits, but just for y'all, because y'all spend some time here with us, it's only this amount, less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks or you're just anywhere. Okay. But if you want to speak directly with an attorney, you're welcome to do that. Okay. You're welcome to do that, but it's a 3-digit fee. Okay. I can't go into fees directly. That's why it's all here. Apparently, these platforms don't let us talk about dollar signs. So let me. Okay, Maria, I see your question. I will get to yours in a little bit. Thank you. RP, thank you for. Hey, what's up, RP? You said. Okay. Oh, RP, you're responding to someone else. Okay. Churro lover, you sent your green card application through marriage, but what happens if Texas revokes DACA? Okay. Of course, we don't want Texas, the state I live in, to revoke DACA. However, even if they do that, you need to, if you already have advanced parole and you traveled on advanced parole, then that is what we call history. Like it's already happened. So you still have proof. You can still use proof of that. Okay. And use that for adjustment of status. which maybe you did because I think you said you sent it off already. Maybe that answers your question. Richard said you're waiting for an interview date for your green card, but you're on chronic blood pressure. Sorry to hear that. Hope you're taking the appropriate medicine for yourself. I am not a doctor. How long ago did you file it, Richard Charles? I remember we chatted before a bit. Are you in America? Or are you living in America? Oh, RP said, you've seen other people talk about fees not get flagged. Okay. If someone overstays their visa, can they self-deport asking for someone else? Look, I don't like to tell anyone to self-remove themselves or self-deport. I mean, I know the people that seems that are considering that who've actually done it. I've been told other people do it. Is if I don't know if they're doing it for the $1,000. I don't even know that offer still exists. But if they're not eligible for residency right now, okay. But yeah, in general, someone can self-remove themselves. Now, the thing is, if you're thinking about self-removing yourself, but you have a court date, you want to make sure you get that court case resolved. Because if you don't get the court case resolved and then you leave and it's still active, the court case, then the court is going to order you removed. And it's just going to be more complicated. So what we do, if you want to notify the court, what we do as a law firm is we file a motion to advance the hearing, meaning get the court date sooner. Okay. And so we can tell them what's going on here. And which by the way, if you are considering to self-deport because you don't have any options here, or you want to verify if you have any options left, contact us. We've been able to help people who, not married to a U.S. citizen, not married to a resident, don't have any other relatives that can file for them. And then come to find out, we ask some screening questions such as for T visa, trafficking visa, and U visa, and VAWA, for example. And for example, T visa is not just sex trafficking. There's a lot more to it. If I could just encompass it as a quick summary here, it's related to work, essentially doing something that you didn't want to do, or you weren't paid 100% of your wages, okay? Or if you got injured on the job. There's a lot more to it, but that's the summary there. And so every time we bring up, as our legal team brings up during a strategy session, kind of find out they do have options, okay? So don't give up completely. Contact us just in case. Let's see. Okay, Winsome. Well, Winsome, maybe have your friend or that someone contact us if they think they need to talk to a lawyer. But I'm definitely not going to tell someone like, you got to go. Okay, that they have to make their own choice on that. Well, that's really the government's job, Let's see here. If y'all don't mind, go ahead and tap the screen on TikTok, because that does help the algorithm, apparently. Okay, what else did I want to share with y'all? Thank you, Winsome. What else I want to share with y'all? Let's see. I'm going to go over that, especially for those that are new here. I talk about 4 scenarios. 4 scenarios that you need to contact attorney, because I realize that some of y'all have already filed your case by yourself or with another attorney, and then you finally, something happens and you're like, that law firm doesn't want to contact you back for some odd reason. I've heard it. It's weird. I've heard it too many times. So the first scenario, first scenario is RFE. We talked about that earlier. Second scenario is a NOID, notice of intent to deny. Okay, these 2 situations are not optional. If you want to get approved, you need to respond to these. These have a deadline. You fail to meet that deadline, meaning If the package is not received on that date or before, you will be denied. We had a situation where we did mail it pretty close to deadline, unfortunately, because the client didn't give us the documents in advance as we recommended. I know life gets busy, whatnot. That's why we got to bug you like every week. USCIS denied the case, and we're like, what the hell? Because it was delivered before the deadline. Got in contact with the AILA, our association, American Immigration Lawyers Association. We have some contacts with the field office. We contact them, they reopened it same day, approved. Okay, so you never know. So for anyone that's been like, well, shit, I mailed it before the deadline and you got denied, contact us. Okay, we're happy to help you out. We'll find a way. Let's see. The third scenario, if you have a gut feeling that your case is delayed, like I'm not saying that you just filed the case 2 months ago and you're like, John, I heard you say 2 months. Okay, I said there's a range, okay? And plus maybe that case that you filed is not the same kind of case, right? 2 months you just filed 2 months ago, it's not a delay. Okay, but if you file the case and it's like 15 months, 24 months, your gut feeling says it's delayed, put the letter D in the comments if you think your case is delayed. Okay? Put the letter D in the comments if you think your case is delayed. And if you want me to evaluate it right now, happy to share with you, but call our team. Okay? Contact my team because they'll let you know as a courtesy. They're not even going to charge you. At least I don't think so. I think they'll look at the chart that we prepared and they'll give you an idea. Okay? Because we're not a law firm to like email you a quote to say, oh yeah, we can just file the lawsuit. Like, no, I mean, we want the case to be successful because you file too early, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the opposing counsel, they're going to send to file a motion to dismiss. We want to avoid that from happening. Okay. Dwayne has triple D's, thinks it's super delayed by triple D's. Okay. So let's, RP says, is that okay now? Oh yeah, so let me write that in. I know, Dwayne, you did ask a question, so let me write that in. Delayed. I feel like I've seen that on a bullet before. Depose and delay, was that on a bullet before? Okay, thank you, RP, appreciate it. This is my first time using dry erase board, so I apologize if you can't really see it that well. Maybe I need a Google search fat dry erase marker. Okay, Dwayne's question was, interview was October 29, 2025. Adjustment status 45. Got a white paper saying cases being held for review. And you're praying. Okay. Okay. When did you file the case? What is the receipt date, Dwayne? Because now it's what? Mid-November? So it's been a couple weeks. Okay. Fortunately, with our clients, not saying that just because you authorize us to help you, but I can't guarantee like, oh, you're going to get a decision in like 2 days with us. But the majority of our cases, we get a decision within 1 day or 2 days, fortunately. Okay, we use, by the way, shout out to a software called Lawfully. We do use their services. We pay for those services, so you don't have to. So that's another benefit. They Lawfully, they provide us instantaneous updates. Okay, pretty good service. Okay. Let me know in the comments if you have a case pending, the letter P. Put the letter P in the comments if you have filed a case with an attorney, without attorney, or by yourself, or with a notario, with a consultant. I won't judge you unless there's a problem, I guess. But put a letter P in the comments, okay? I want to see. Okay, thanks, RP. Very clear, easy to read. Dwayne says, it's been 8 months now, still no decision on your work permit through the 45. 8 months. Yeah, 8 months ago is when you filed the whole case, the package, all the applications. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not ready for a mandamus lawsuit, so I hope you don't have to hire us. Okay, Dwayne? Hopefully you can get your case decision soon. When you might want to get still like kind of worried, I wouldn't be worried yet, Dwayne, okay? But it's like when it's 30 days or more, then I was still, at that point, I would get a little concerned, okay? Shaq has a pending case. Thanks for letting me know. But yeah, in general, if anyone's wondering, traditionally work permits would be have decided upon before before the residency adjustment status interview. And that was because, how did I put this? I'm trying to meet. If this is for residency right here, adjustment of status, it was all on one path. Okay, work permit. So you had to do the work permit application, and they were always slow because the work permit application was always so slow. That was slowed down. That was slowed down the residency adjustment of status interview. Okay, but now it's on two different tracks, two different railroad tracks. So because now residency applications adjustment of status are faster, you might not get a decision on work permit. But I know Dwayne, you said 8 months, so that is a bit a while. Okay, considering your work permit's not approved yet. Okay, now to Maria's question. Okay, Maria's question on YouTube asked about habeas corpus. Okay, for me, the way I look at it is, in what situation would you file for habeas corpus? Number one, in general, is if someone has been detained for a indefinite number of months. Okay, it doesn't mean a specific number, but let's just put it this way: they didn't have the opportunity to file for bond request. Okay, a bond hearing, and because the courts for this since May, I know May was when Board of Immigration Appeals had that ridiculous decision to not allow bond for people who had EOIR, entry without inspection. Then that is one reason. The first consideration to file a habeas corpus lawsuit, federal court, okay, for indefinite detention, okay, to challenge the constitutional legality of the detention, okay, before a federal judge. Now, the thing is, though, even for bond, aside from the habeas corpus, for bond, when someone asks us, can we help you, or can green card guys help you for bond release? It depends. If you're eligible for relief, and relief essentially means like if you have the opportunity, the legal opportunity, a pathway to apply for residency, whether it's directly through the court or to USCIS, then yes, it's worth it to file for bond release. And then if they don't think you're eligible for bond in the first place, then we'll file for writ of habeas corpus with federal court, okay, district court. But if you don't have the eligibility for relief, for residency, then it's like, I don't want y'all to waste your money, right? I look at it differently. Some people are like, yeah, hire me. Like we do it differently, y'all. So we really look at every step of the way, and then to evaluate strategy-wise, and then we may offer you a quote for services if needed, okay? So that's a short version, Maria. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Essentially, at the end of the day, overall, it's about due process, okay? Thank you so much for the taps. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Project X. Project X, we may have an update for you later today, so we'll get in touch with you today. Love asked, if your case is stuck, I-130, what should you do? Okay. Well, stuck for how long, Love, Barbie? How long do you think your case has been, or when did you file it? Okay, let me see. Voila. Oh, shoot. Oh, there we go. A little tech dry erase board error. Okay, so 130. Hey, Project X, from the last time you saw me in the office, we've upgraded here, okay? Dry erase board. I-130. So depends who filed, okay, Barbie? Let me know. Who filed for you? U.S. citizen spouse, adult child. They generally take about 15 months. Okay. Now, if it's an LPR, if it's a family preference, F2A, they take about 24 months, unfortunately. I would say 17 to 24 months. It looks a lot better. February 2024. And who filed for you? A U.S. citizen, spouse? Oh, you filed for your spouse in Ghana. Okay. So your spouse in Ghana, you're a U.S. citizen, I'm assuming. So 15 months minimum. Okay. Once it gets to like 17, 18 months, I love Barbie, then you definitely contact us. Even at 16 months, you're like, dang, John, it's still delayed, no decision, contact us. At least you can get some information, which, by the way, if you go to our website or the links, YouTube and Facebook down below, there's a link where you can download a complimentary guide about Mandamus. But if you go to our website, we do have a bunch of different guides. It has common questions and answers, so it'll save you some time. So if you're a little bit shy from calling us, I get it. You can go to our website, go to the link in the profile, download some information. But at the end of the day, make sure I don't hit my TV. If you're in any of these scenarios, you need to contact my team, okay? As soon as possible. Here's a fourth scenario. Let me make sure I answered Love's question. Love, when did you... So, Love, you're at February 2024. Yeah, I think your math is correct. You're past 15 months. Okay, Love, Barbie, so contact my office, okay? Miss Smith, how much is for consultation? If you want to speak directly with one of our attorneys, it is this amount right here. My fee is a little bit more. It starts with number 3. If you don't necessarily need to speak to one of our attorneys yet, you just want to learn more about us, learn how we get shit done, then that's this one. Pre-qualify session is a reduced fee for y'all. This amount, less than a cup of coffee, any coffee shop, right? I mean, every coffee is like more than this, right? I would think so. That's why we brew it at home. But I can't make the coffee. My wife wouldn't like it. So, okay, fourth scenario. Does anyone know what the fourth scenario? I know some of y'all have been watching several times. What is the fourth scenario that you need to contact an attorney? Yes, Love, you can schedule this one right here. So the pre-qualify meeting is with a client care specialist, not with an attorney, and that's okay. They'll share information, and get you started, okay? And there, by the way, after any of these meetings, there is no obligation to authorize to help you. It'll be our pleasure to assist you, but there's no obligation, okay? All right. Fourth scenario. Oh, interview? Actually, yeah, that is a good one, RP. Okay, so now there's 5 scenarios. Interview. I was trying not to make my lesson plan here too long, but the 4th scenario is an interview. If you have an interview, you get an interview notice, and you're like, shit, my attorney won't answer the goddamn phone. That happens. It is so strange. Some of y'all contact us like, you've been trying to get hold of your attorney for like weeks. I was like, you got to pivot, y'all. Save my information. You never know when you need to contact us. Hopefully you don't need us, okay? But you never know. So save the information, okay? It shows up right here. If you're on TikTok, it shows right there. So interview us. But please, for the love of God, give us at least 2 weeks to prepare you, okay? Because some of you, what we'll need, well, for everyone, is a copy of your file, what you filed in. And some of you did not put in that much evidence of whatever it was. Let's say marriage. Okay, the most common situation. So we need to work with you. We need at least another week after that to encourage you to upload certain things, so we can do that for you. Okay, the 5th scenario. Before we get to the 5th scenario, let me see if there's any more questions here. Okay, you're welcome, Maria. Happy to help. I love Maria's questions. You coming back every time I go live on YouTube with a question. I appreciate that. Always happy to share. Knowledge is power. Okay. Over here at Green Cards, guys, we're happy to help for the 5th scenario. If you have any questions, welcome to drop it in the chat box. Okay, don't be shy. Or if you're like, John, I don't want to hear from you anymore. Let me just call in. It's okay. Just call my team. The 5th scenario is if you've been denied, okay? D for denied. Okay, if you've been denied, don't give up. Some of you are like, I already spent the fees. I'm gonna give up. Don't give up. Okay. Sometimes a denial letter, they'll say like at the bottom of it or the second page, like you must leave or remove yourself from the United States. It's just a piece of paper. Don't listen to them, guys. Okay. Come on. You might either need, depending on the situation, you refile the case or file a motion to reopen or reconsider. It depends. I know, typical lawyer answer. The strategy depends. All right. Jahan D, watching from Florida. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. You are in America now. I think when you were been tuning in the past couple of years, you've been, was it Jamaica? Wow. Welcome to America. How is it, Florida? Florida? Yeah. Out of all places you picked was Florida. I was just there yesterday, actually, for a conference. Not my choice, but it was nice in that particular area. Okay, yeah, you made it. You touched down to American from April. Okay, wow, it's been a while now. Okay, so any questions? All right. So in the meantime, go ahead and click the plus sign to follow, subscribe down below, wherever it shows up on YouTube, Facebook. Okay. Now, especially because of this app right here, we don't know what's going to happen. Okay. I know, I think was another company bought it, but we don't know what's going to happen with this app, especially even if you're following, you might not get the notifications when I go live. Okay. I try my best to go live 11:30 every weekday. I can't do the weekends. The kids and the spouse need my attention. So, but the weekdays I can reserve for y'all. Okay, 11:30 a.m. Central Time. That's the time I'm trying to go live, unless I have a court hearing, which Monday I definitely do. Okay, so Ron's. But if you're on this app, what I was trying to say, if you're on this particular app where you tap, go to my other channels also. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. That's all good. Ron's question is, your brother is still waiting for 751? 38 months? Holy smokes. How long will it take? Okay, well, let's check it out. My stomach is growling. Sorry, I hope you don't skip lunch just to listen to me. 38 months, yeah. So it's 48 months. Is it 48? 48 months on the receipt notice for 71, but that doesn't that doesn't mean it should take that long. So let me look it up though on the website. Wow, interesting. Okay. And is that okay? So online shows 26 months right now. 80% of cases of 751 are completed within 26 months. 751. Okay. So for Ron's, is this for you, or or your spouse? If residency CR, conditional residence status, is based on marriage, then we highly encourage you to apply to become a U.S. citizen. Now, there's no excuse, guys. You can apply to become a U.S. citizen online. The N400 is available online. Now, if you're like, oh, bro, I'm too busy, then you know what to do. Contact us, text us. If you're too busy to call, text us, okay? We'll offer you services. We'll take care of it for you. But if you're like, John, I'm too busy, come on. You could do it online, okay? Some people that have told me about their situation, and at least one person actually did file online. I remember she's in California. I don't remember her TikTok name. She applied, I think in July or something, and then like maybe 1 or 2 months later, she got the interview. Can you believe that? So and some of you don't know this, but if you have a 71 case pending for so long, and the one way to speed it up without having to file a mandamus lawsuit, hot tip right here, you file the N400, of course, as long as you want to become a U.S. citizen. I know some of y'all a bit shy, don't want to become a U.S. citizen. Maybe it's some laws related to your country. I get it, okay? But that's something to consider, all right? I'll be happy to help you out. It'd be a pleasure to assist you. But there are 5 scenarios that you need to contact an attorney. Oh, I don't have my little magic wand right now. RFE, request for evidence. NOID, notice of intent deny. your case is delayed. You might not know if your case is delayed. Just contact us. Give us a shout. Okay, give us a shout. Number 4, you got an interview notice and you don't know what to do. I mean, I guess in any situation you don't know what to do. We can help you out. And your case denied, contact us. Look, we're happy to help you. And we work pretty quickly. I am very, very grateful for my team. If something happens in any of these scenarios, we have a system. Our system, yes, we use software. It's not a yellow notepad. Okay, we use software to assist us to know when to do the next step. Okay, there's not a guessing game in how we do it. We have standard operating procedures to keep us in line. You're welcome, Ron. Happy to help. Okay, I gotta hop off soon, but I know I see one more question right now, or 2 more. McFire, your wife filed I-130 March. No, oh, by the way, no one wanted to join live. You're all a little shy today. Okay. By the way, if you join live next time, you're welcome to join live. Also, my iPad's about to die, so I can only answer 1 or 2 more questions. Your wife filed I-130 March 25. Okay, this year you only received notification, like a receipt notice. Did you get the receipt notice? If your spouse is abroad, then that's all you need, receipt notice. If your spouse is in America, let's just say the foreign national or the immigrant is in America, then you usually get the biometrics notice if you file the 485 and or the 765. But I-130 only wouldn't trigger the biometrics notice to take the fingerprints, okay? Which, by the way, if some of you filed I-130, a few petitioners have received the biometrics notice. It is the new normal. It is a new normal. They want to check your background history, okay? If anything, it's a reason to them to try to delay cases. Okay. Alex, your 71 was approved based on extreme cruelty. With a question about your abuse in 400, I don't suspect that, Alex. Congrats on your 751 approval. McFire, okay, you live abroad? Yeah, and I think I just saw the memo about that, about the petitioners getting the biometrics officially. Like, I think it was official like a couple weeks ago, even though that's been happening earlier this year. I think it happened to maybe like 2 of our clients, so it's not everyone. Can you come up? Yeah, you can come up. You have immigration question. Let's get McFire on first. McFire, did I answer your question to some extent? Kind of. Oh, wait, maybe this is on low volume. Well, my bad. This is on low volume. Okay, it's up now. Now I can hear you.
Oh, perfect. I actually live in Sweden, so she filed the I-130. That was March.
Okay.
And I come in and visit her and go back to Sweden because of my job over here.
Okay.
So, and it's over 9 months now. I've not heard anything, So I don't know how the process works. I got married 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She filed it this year for me to join her. So I visited her. And that's it.
Yeah, so 15 months. 15 months. You're at what, 7 months right now? Something like that? 7, 8 months?
8 months, actually.
Yeah, 15 months is the expectation.
It says on the app 12 months.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it says. I'm just saying. That's why I'm here live, real-time insights. So online is not going to be accurate. Okay, this is the U.S. government. You think the world superpower? You think they're accurate? No, they don't want to. You know what I mean? So I wish you could be approved in 12 months, as they state in online, but any of these applications on the drop-down menu, they're not accurate. There's no way. They don't have the capabilities. They're using AI, but even AI, they're using AI for enforcement, not for providing accurate processing time. So if you get approved this time, wonderful. Come back to the live show. Let me know. Okay, I appreciate that.
For 13 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's good. That's good.
For one, they violate my entry.
Right, right.
5 or 10 days.
Sweden, though?
Back to work.
Sweden, you live in Sweden. Are you sure you want to come to America? Americans think Sweden is like amazing. So why do you sure you want to come?
It's just a family because I still need to support her while for over years now. I'm supporting her. I don't know if I want to live there, but she wants. I don't know. So
sounds like a tough decision. Well, I wish you the best. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks.
All right, McFire. Have a good one. All right, take care.
Yeah.
Man, we need to get McFire to do a collab video. We want to see what's going on in Sweden, how it is. Okay. Okay. Someone else asked to join live. I don't see your name up. My battery is literally about to. Okay, let me click on that name. See if you still want to join.
Good morning.
Hey, good. What's going on? Good morning to you.
Hi. Question. Can you guys, help with a bond appeal? Have someone that is in remote proceedings?
Mm-hmm. It depends on the situation. Mm-hmm.
Current medical situation.
So bond was denied. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because the attorney was not prepared and he was out of the country, so he had somebody else appear on the last minute. So yeah, that's not a good.
Okay. We'll take a look at it to see if it could have been successful anyway. To see, we'll have to get the record, the transcription basically of what happened in that hearing. Were you there by any chance to listen to what's going
I
on?
was not there personally, but I think the attorney actually. So only DHS, the department, was telling the judge of why they should deny the bond.
Mm.
And the judge asked the attorney if he has any question or any follow-up question for the DHS
Uh-huh.
application, and he said no. He just said he's a good citizen, and he's not a flight risk.
Oh, and at that time was a medical concern?
Why?
Mm.
Not really, but now it is because now he even had a heart attack.
Mm. Okay, so maybe for reconsideration, that's a possibility.
Yeah,
Has he been able to get a? Oh shoot, I'm in low power mode. Has he been able to? I think as you said, he get a medical evaluation in detention center.
Yeah, we have a 140-page document.
Oh my God.
States his issues, and then I told him to go back to the hospital again. He said, "I'm afraid because when they took me to the hospital, they handcuffed me even on the bed on the hospital, and they didn't give me any water or anything. So I said, I'm terrified to go back because he was treating me." So,
this sounds like the 1950s or something. Okay, all right. So we need to talk. Okay, let's see if we can help you out. I can't promise anything, but we'll do probably this kind of meeting right here, attorney meeting. Okay, it's probably best for you guys, and upload or email us any documents that we can review to kind of like have a quicker review for you before the meeting. Okay.
Okay. You have any yes, can you give me the email I can send it to, or just is it?
So if you go to this URL up here, askjohnting.com, or go to the bio. I think it goes to the same link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I just send it to the email address.
There's an email address, or you can just schedule the meeting directly. I think that could be an option. It could be like option 3 or 4, something like that on the link. Alrighty.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thanks so much. Wish you the best.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so there's a really good example that if there's a way we can put you in the right direction, we'll do that. If we can't help you, we'll definitely let you know as well. Ansul, thank you so much for the cup of coffee. Really appreciate it. I appreciate it. Ansul, hit me up with five bones right there. I appreciate that. Hola D. By the way, should I give that to my wife? Does she think she wants a cup of coffee? Oh no, maybe I'll use it. Hola D, what do you think about? Of course, I'll be a good husband and share with her. Using fund in account to support tax transcript figure by 1,000. So when it's 1,000 and you're sponsoring as a spouse relationship, then it's the difference you have to multiply it by 3 to use your assets. If you're not going to use a joint sponsor or co-sponsor. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's the quick. Yeah, you can use your money in your account. That would be considered asset as well. Cash money, they'll take it. I mean, not actually take it. They'll accept that as proof of your asset. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. My battery is about to die on the iPad for the TikTok purposes. So, and I got a meeting coming up very soon. So I got to prepare for that. Really appreciate it. Today is Friday. Happy Friday, TJF. Have a great weekend. And if I see you on Monday, it's going to be from Dallas. Okay. Probably live from Dallas, Texas, from the immigration court. Y'all have a good one. Peace.